Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the world of online day trading. We're going to dissect a live stream from an education company called SuperAreas.com to figure out what really happens on one of these digital trading floors. So, let's jump right in. Imagine this. You log into their live trading room for the very first time. You're immediately hit with a wall of jargon like double divergence, triple candle rejection. Now, you don't even need to know what that means. The point is, it's like listening to a completely foreign language. And then you start to hear the trades themselves. And you can just feel the raw emotion as money is made and lost in a matter of seconds. On top of all that, you've got this constant stream of numbers and charts just flashing across your screen. It's total chaos. It's super confusing, and if you're a beginner, it's just completely overwhelming. So what in the world is actually going on here? To make sense of it all, we're basically going to go back to school. We're stepping into the orientation session for new students. It's led by a mentor named Rafi, and he's the one who breaks their entire world down from the ground up.
And what's really interesting is how simple he makes it all sound. Rafi claims that to succeed, you really just need to understand these 5 core ideas. They're the foundation for the whole shebang.
First things first, he defines who you are in this world. You're not a long-term investor, buying and holding stocks for years. No, you're a day trader. The goal is to get in, make a profit, and get out, sometimes in just a few seconds, but always before the market closes for the day. Second, what are you even trading? Well, it's probably not what you think. You're not buying shares of Apple or Google. You're trading something called futures. The easiest way to think about it is like you're betting on the direction of an entire market index, like the S&P 500, which tracks 500 of the biggest companies in the US. So how does the technology part of this puzzle work? Well, you, the trader, are using a software platform called NinjaTrader. The secret sauce, that SuperAreas algorithm, plugs right into that platform to give you signals, and that whole setup connects you through a broker to the actual market where all the trading is happening. Okay, so we've got the basics set up down, but let's talk about that algorithm, the secret sauce we heard about. What exactly is this tool that students are paying for? Well, at its heart, it's designed to cut through all that chaos and make some very complex decisions incredibly simple. The mentor, Rafi, makes this really bold claim. He says their program is the easiest in the universe because it boils all of that complicated market analysis down to a single, simple visual cue. And this is it. This is the core rule. The software is analyzing the market in real time, and it just changes the background color of your chart. If it's red, the market's predicted to go down, so you sell. If it's green, it's predicted to go up, so you buy. Your only job is to follow the color. But hold on. If the system is that simple, why isn't everybody a millionaire? Well, the mentor warns that 97% of traders fail, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the software. The biggest challenge, he says, is your own mind. He zeroes in on 3 specific emotional traps. First, you've got FOMO, the fear of missing out, which makes you chase a trade that's already taken off. Then there's greed, which tells you to hold on too long. And finally, there's revenge trading. That's when you try to aggressively win back money right after a loss. These 3 things, he says, will destroy an account. And to really hammer this point home, Rafi tells a story about 2 of his students. One is this aggressive, impulsive trader who's just constantly jumping in and out of the market. The other is this incredibly patient trader with a hearing disability. By just waiting for the perfect moment and taking only 1 or 2 trades a day, that patient trader supposedly turned a $1,500 account into $150,000. It's all about discipline. So that raises a pretty big question, right? If discipline is the key, how do you learn it without risking your life savings? And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the money. Turns out most students aren't even using their own. They're using something called a funded account. And this is where the business model gets really, really interesting. For a fee that can be as low as just $13, a student can get a shot. They can enter a challenge. The whole thing is set up like a game. You pay your entry fee, and your mission is to make $1,500 in profit. The one big rule, you can't lose more than $1,500. If you can pull that off, you pass, and you get funded to trade with the company's capital. But there's always a catch, isn't there? This one's called the live trailing threshold, and it's the hardest rule of all. It basically means if you're in a winning trade, let's say you're up $250, but you let it fall back and only close it for a $150 profit, that $100 you let slip away gets deducted from your total loss limit. It's a brutal rule, and it's designed to enforce extreme discipline. But the potential reward, well, it's presented as being very, very real. To drive the point home, the mentor shows everyone his own trading account from that very morning. Following the system, he says he made a $520 profit, which he then withdraws live right in front of all the new students. So when you put all of these pieces together, the dead simple system, the intense focus on psychology, and this whole funded account model, a much bigger picture of this entire ecosystem starts to emerge. You've got this complex machine of software, coaching, and these low-cost financial challenges, all engineered to sell the dream of trading success. And it leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. In a system that's built on selling access and tools, are the students really learning how to be traders? Or have they actually become the customers in a much, much larger game?